Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drag Voter Squad Presidential Debate Debrief. We'll be joined by some very few special guests here as we debrief the first presidential election that just finished. We'll be joined by some of our members of the community. My name is Edward Michael. I am the founder of ArizonaDrag.com, one of the sponsors for the Drag Voter Squad. If you haven't already, visit arizonadrag.com/vote to find out more information about the Drag Voter Squad. But let's get right into it and debrief the debate and find out what you think out there in the community. I'm going to bring in a special guest right now, Mr. Phoenix Pride, Owen Parker. He's going to join me, and then we're going to be joined by Teddy Michael. He's going to join us as well. Mr. Phoenix Pride, how are you? Can't hear you. Hold on.
My mic was muted. I apologize. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So tell me, what are your thoughts? You watched it at Cobalt?
Yeah, I'm actually sitting in my car outside of Cobalt. Yeah, they have a really great setup, socially distanced, and abiding by all the mandates that are in place for CDC rules around COVID-19, and they have a really great setup. And yeah, we watched the whole debate in there, or the new American version of a debate.
So tell me, before we get into your opinion, how was the crowd? How was the reaction there at Cobalt?
Yeah, the crowd was. I think that we were, to what current capacity is for the bar, and it seemed like everyone was probably there for Joe Biden. I mean, there was lots of applause and cheers during a lot of the witty comments and off-the-cuff moments. So the vibe was really good. People were really excited. I mean, there was a lot of energy in the room. There was a lot of excitement. A lot of people thought Joe looked handsome and sharp and presidential, and they thought that he was, not sleepy at all. They thought he was really quick-witted and funny and to the point, and he didn't take the bait. So the energy was really good there.
And what are your personal thoughts on the topics of discussion? You're very big on campaign this year, spreading the good word and the education. What are your thoughts?
Well, one, they talked about climate change, which wasn't on the agenda.
We talked about that earlier. I saw you post about that.
Yeah, I did post because I think that's a huge issue that we're facing. Obviously, when we're looking at, record counts of hurricanes and the fires taking over the West Coast and just so many things that we're facing as a nation due to climate change. And to not discuss that in the first presidential debate would be absurd, in my opinion. Not that they discussed anything. And that's my personal opinion is, Joe Biden came ready. He came prepared. He came educated. He had his stutter moments. He had his slower moments where he was gathering his thoughts, like the Kellyanne Conway comment, which he was correct in quoting her, which I immediately fact checked that because he did come off really slow in saying who it was. But Joe Biden didn't back down. Joe Biden was honest. Joe Biden was witty. Joe Biden hit him with a couple good shots. Joe Biden told him to shut up because he just wanted to stop talking. And my big takeaway from the night really is what I'm seeing from the Republican narrative coming out of the night. And it's that Donald Trump, I apologize. Let me drink water. Sorry, my mouth got dry. People are saying Donald Trump shouldn't have had to debate Chris Wallace and Joe Biden. And while that may be true, if Trump just followed the debate rules, he wouldn't have had to debate two people. He would have just debated Joe Biden. And to me, it seemed like Joe Biden came to debate. Joe Biden, you could see it on his face. His face was what I think most Americans' faces are right now. And it's like, what is going on? Why is he saying this? What is he talking about? Where is this coming from? And while you know me, I try to be very open-minded and I try to understand the other side and I try to put value to some of the things they do because I do think it takes the full republic to make our nation great. But tonight there's just if I'm even trying to look at it objectively, Donald Trump was just so out of line that anything he said that was of any value was just immediately discredited in my mind. You're a grown adult. Please act like such. So
let me ask you, do you think the president's interruption disrupted the Biden plan or the game plan that he was going in with?
absolutely not. Nope. I think Joe Biden's plan going in was to stick to the facts, to not let Donald Trump goat him into saying something or getting angry. And I think that Joe Biden was supposed to not look weak next to him. And I think that, in fact, I could be biased here, but to me, there's multiple points in the night where Trump looked weak, where Trump got hit down by a comment Joe Biden made. He got corrected by Wallace, or he just ran out of breath on his own rebuttal and was like, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So I just feel like I think that Biden's plan was to come out strong. Biden's plan was to come out educated, and Joe Biden's plan was to come out looking steady and confident and clear-minded. And up until the part where he attacked Hunter there at the end, I think Joe Biden stuck to the plan 100%.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on here and share your thoughts and opinions. And thank you for all the work that you're doing to educate the voters. Keep up the good work, because we got to do it all together.
Right. Vote, 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 vote. That's all that matters at this point. So.
All right.
Thanks
We will talk to you later. That was Mr. Phoenix Pride, Owen Parker, giving our thoughts. Now we're going to be joined by Teddy Michael, and then on standby we have Amy V. Justice. She's going to join us as well here. So let's bring on Teddy Michael. Hello, Teddy.
Hey, Edward. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for taking the time to come on here and share your thoughts. So tell me, what did you think of the first presidential debate?
That debate was the fool. It was absolutely the fool. I am embarrassed that the two people that are the major party candidates for our presidency, the highest public office in our country, would act like that. That, like, interrupting each other, telling each other to shut up, like not even having enough respect for the office that they either hold or are seeking, and then not having respect enough for the American people to actually tell us what their plans are, to actually answer the questions with any sort of substance, is the fool to me. And that is just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Unfortunately, I feel bad for the individuals who were watching this debate because they truly are undecided. They got no actual information from either candidate, in my opinion, that could be used to help sway their decision one way or the other, because the big elephant in the room was them interrupting each other and making cheap shots at one another. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you as well, is do you think anybody who's undecided at this point actually got anything out of it? Because there were times on some questions that they allowed each other to answer the question, but on the majority of the questions, they didn't. Do you think the undecided voters now know who to vote for or are decided?
No, unfortunately, no, I definitely don't think that people that are undecided, that don't really know where either candidate stands firmly on the issues, I don't think that they were able to wade through all of the arguments and all of the interrupting and all the cheap shots to get to the actual substance. It was like the pageant where the MC asks you a question and you say everything except the answer to the question. Like, come on. That's not going to be helpful for those people that are undecided. And what I'm afraid of is that those undecided people will just decide not to vote, and they'll just sit out, which will not only hurt us when it comes to the presidential election, but on all of those down ballot races, those Senate races, those House races, those governor races, those in Phoenix here for the mayor and city council. We need everybody to vote for not only the president, but for all of those offices. So that's my fear, is that people that are undecided will be discouraged and will just sit the whole process out.
Now, let me ask you one thing, because you are part of a law enforcement community. I'm not sure of the correct term, but a community roundtable, or what is the correct term?
Yes, I'm a member of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office LGBTQ Advisory Board. So we're a group of private citizens with one facilitator who is part of the sheriff's office, and we discuss, debate, and propose different policies and um, action pieces that directly impact the LGBTQ plus community in Maricopa County in regards to working with and interacting with the sheriff's office.
Now, what did you think about the law enforcement question or topic that was asked? Do you think either one of them nailed it?
No, epic fail on both parts. We know that President Trump is very pro law enforcement, and we would hope. I don't really feel like I got a piece from Joe Biden specifically about where he stood. He was kind of all over the place, mentioning defunding police and mentioning community policing, but not really firm in what he felt and what he thought was going to be the case. And neither candidate, of course, actually came out and said that they believe that Black lives matter.
Yeah, that was an interesting part, because the moderator did mention, will you come out and say that the Black Lives Matter? And neither one of them did.
Not only did neither candidate say that, but then when given the opportunity to condemn white supremacist groups, President Trump said, "Proud Boys stand by." What is that? Doesn't sound like
Yep.
condemnation to me. Sounds like hold on, get ready, but that's just my interpretation.
Got it. Well, Teddy, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your thoughts. I mean, we still have a long battle to go. Thank you for being a part of the Drag Voter Squad and for everything that you're doing.
Thanks, everybody. Please vote, vote, vote.
All right. We will talk to you soon. Thank you. All right, that was Teddy Michael. Now we're going to bring on right now Miss Amy V. Justice, and she lets us have it on Facebook. I mean, I think it was last time she was giving her opinion, and I mean, people caught on to that. She's very opinionated, but she gives good information. So we're going to bring on to the show right now Amy V. Justice.
Hi,
Amy,
good morning.
good morning. Oh my God, girl. So let me have it. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are we are being laughed at right now all over the world. If any other country was watching that debate, which I'm sure they were, that was probably the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen to our country. Not being able to hear either candidate really speak, Agent Orange flew off his rocker and really went in, I think, and threw some really low blows, especially about Vice President Biden's children. I think that is off limits. Um, Joe Biden didn't go after his family. The fact that, he had the nerve to talk about the white supremacy, stand down, but be ready. I mean, how disgusting. And I'm sorry that I look like trash right now. I just took off all my makeup and I'm right here, look, with my leg being massaged because I'm having leg issues. So forgive me.
It's okay. It's okay. What do you think needs to happen in the next presidential debate? I mean, do you feel that this is how the other two debates are going to be?
You know what? I don't think there should be one.
You
Because
don't think there should?
I don't think that anything that happens in the next debate will be any different from tonight. Joe Biden will still, do his best to hold his own next to Trump, but President Trump will not stay seated. He will not keep his mouth shut. He will not allow anybody else. I mean, look at what he even attacked the moderator multiple times tonight. And the moderator works for Fox News. So if that's his only reliable news source and he's going to attack his news people, I mean, what's he going to do if, God forbid, Anderson Cooper's the next moderator? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he has no respect for anybody.
Do you feel if they muted his mic when it wasn't his time to talk, it would be better, or he'd just scream?
I think that if they muted his mic, then all of the Trump supporters would be outraged.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the people that stand up and support Trump, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, it doesn't matter. If you are still able to put a smile on your face and walk into that poll on November 3rd and vote for that man who has no respect, no class for anybody else but himself, then you're a horrible person. It's just that simple.
Definitely. Well, Amy, I thank you for everything you do. I love following you on Facebook and all your different comments and your opinions that you give. You definitely brighten my day.
Well, you know, I'm real excited for Miss Kamala Harris, okay, and Vice President Pence.
We'll have to have you back on when they do the presidential debate.
Honey, that's going to be a good one. That's the one that should do 3 of those, okay?
All right, honey. Well, you get better and make sure your leg is all good, all right?
Honey, she's a doll.
Thank you so much. Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here at Arizona Drag, we don't endorse either candidate. We want to hear opinions from everybody. Definitely want to give everybody an opportunity. We are going to be doing these presidential debriefs every time after the presidential debates happen on the show. If you haven't already, we encourage you to visit arizonadrag.com/vote. You can register to vote. You can find out your polling information. You can find out your polling location. You can update your information. We have a lot of resources on there. And we are very excited to be releasing our photo campaign with some of our drag voter squad that's going to happen this week, as well as our video campaign is going to happen in the next few weeks. If you have any questions about voting, please educate yourself so that you have a plan and that you are prepared to vote on November 3rd. Do not be afraid. Do not let the pandemic, do not let anybody stop you from voting this election. So I want to thank my guests, Owen Parker, Mr. Phoenix Pride, Teddy Michael, Amy V. Justice for joining me and giving their opinion. If you want to join the Drag Voter Squad, or if you want to be a part of any of our debriefs on the next presidential election, please send us a DM and we'll be glad to have you on the show. Again, doesn't matter who you support, we want to hear from everybody because it's important to make sure that everybody's voice is heard. So I want to thank you so much for joining us here for the presidential debrief. And until next time, please register to vote. The deadline is October the 5th, and please have a plan to vote. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, I'm Emperor 15 of the Imperial Court of Arizona, Carrington Hall Dubois, and I'm a member of the Drag Voter Squad. Grab your pen and mark your calendars.
October 5th is voter registration deadline.
October 7th, first day for counties to mail ballots to voters, and first day for in-person early voting.
October 23rd, last day to request a ballot by mail or sign up for PEBble.
October 27th is the recommended deadline to mail back your ballots, but do it as soon as possible. Don't wait until the last minute. November 3rd is election day. All ballots must be received by 7 p.m. Don't miss on the opportunity to make history this year. Visit arizona.vote and text Poder AZ to 52886 for more information.